Coach Carey?
Okay. Yeah, obviously very happy with the outcome on Saturday with getting the first conference victory of the year against Central at home. Four-quarter game. You look back on it, and it's a lot of what I thought after the game. I thought there were moments we had complete control of the game, and then moments where some errors by us, I think, really lost control of the game. And give CMU credit, they're a good football team. And that's what good football teams do. They kind of pry that control away from their opponent and make it a game. So obviously very happy with the last play of the game with Vinny getting that interception and then being heads up enough to take a knee and effectively ending the game. So thought overall I really liked the way our team fought through adversity just in that game. There was a lot of adversity early. Defense picked it up. Offense came back around, got a big turnover, made it 14-3 at half, took control at 21-3, and then they made a quarterback switch, and give them credit again because they're a good football team. That quarterback let them down, touchdown with some defensive lapses, but then the offense responded with a big field goal late to push it to 8, which was still a one-possession game, but did put a lot more pressure on that last drive that they had, which, again, there were some defensive lapses there that allowed them to get down that far. But I don't want to take anything away from CMU. They're a good football team, and certainly don't want to take anything away from us. We fought through a lot of adversity there and came out with the win. So moving on to Florida State, it's a dynamic football team. I know their record doesn't show that, but you put on the film, they have players all over the field that are big, long, strong, fast, good football players, and certainly going to be a challenge this week for us as we head down there and play on the road for the first time since week 1. So a lot of respect for Florida State. Obviously, they're one of the blue bloods of college football, and certainly they have our full attention in every way, shape, or form. So with that, we can open it up for questions.
Go ahead, people in the room first.
Just what's the overall attitude going into this game, knowing the circumstances it came about as is basically just needing the payday and dropping out.
Yeah, all that's in the past. That the business part of this deal is in the past. It's been well stated why this game came about, and that is over and done with. That's something that we talked about extensively in the offseason and preseason. Now it's all about the competition. And our guys are excited about the opportunity to go down and play one of the blue bloods. We've done this before in my time here. We obviously played Iowa twice, Ohio State, Nebraska, and now Florida State. And this will be the second time Florida State. So we've taken on some of the blue bloods before. And it's a great opportunity. And our guys are excited about it. Coaches are excited about it. How can you not get excited about something like this? It's a great venue, one of college football's best venues, and one of the great historic programs.
Your offense struggled so badly early last Saturday. Did you feel like maybe a switch was flipped there at some point in the second quarter where guys started to figure things out, and now going forward it's going to be a lot smoother? Yeah,
I'd like to say no, but that's really what it was. And just we believe so much in how we practice is how we play. And we had a great week of practice. And then we did not come out and execute that way. And it did. It took the execution of probably that third down and 20-some play that we hit, pass play to DJ, to kind of get us going. And you'd like to think that wouldn't be the case, but sometimes the moments in games, maybe people have too much pressure on them, or they're playing too tight, or the matchup's a little different than you thought. Whatever makes that happen, sometimes it's all the above. And then a play like that happens and things kind of calm down and you're like, oh, this is how we execute, and this is how we do this. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think that was probably the play.
Coach, you think the offense generally is getting more comfortable just with Marcus and just kind of overall?
Well, I think they did in that game. I like the way they fought through adversity. And like I say, you know, Iowa, Utah, Central Michigan, you're talking about 3 upper end. I know the stats may not say it about SMU, but you look at how they play and what they do, all 3 of those teams are remarkable and defensively. And so to fight through that adversity and still come out with executing the way they did when they weren't early, and then a big fourth quarter one too. A little disappointed at the end. You have the ball 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes to go. You get the first down, and you got a chance to salt the game away with one more because they're using their timeouts, and we didn't get that. So, that kind of would have been a real good ending for them right there, but that didn't happen. So that leaves room for improvement.
Robinson got his first touchdown catch. I know he's a young guy, but do you see him as the kind of guy who, as the season goes along, could really become a factor in the offense?
I hope so. I really do. I know the kid really cares, and he's invested, and he's working. I think learning how to continue to work hard in practice and learning how those things, building those habits, are really the key for a young guy like that. You look at him, he has all the physical skills, and sometimes when you execute a play like that and you get a touchdown, sometimes that can spur you on to working even harder because now you get a taste for it a little bit.
From a leadership standpoint, how would you say that Max Sharping has impacted the offensive line and the offense as a whole?
Max has done a real nice job leadership-wise this year as far as being more vocal. I don't know that that's his natural demeanor, but and I say that, and that's not like he's a quiet guy either. Okay, so don't take that the wrong way. But he has done a good job recognizing the situation that he's in, and really wanting to help bring other guys along. And he sets the example. And the first thing you got to do to be a leader is set the example. And then you got to hold your teammates accountable to that. And he's doing that vocally and physically. And then certainly has an eye on what needs to be done and is making sure that that is his top priority.
He was dinged up Saturday. Is he okay?
Oh, Max?
Yeah.
No, that was Jordan Steckler.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yep, Jordan's a little dinged. He's probably day by day for this week. I don't know if he'll be ready to go, but you never know. Docs have all these words that I don't understand. So I heard the day by day part. That's what I know.
How do you think you've changed as a coach since your first game against FSU?
Yeah, someone asked me that earlier. That was a special time for all of us. Going to the Orange Bowl, this program, this university, this city, and then obviously me personally, I got named 15 minutes before we saw it on TV that we were going to the Orange Bowl. So pat on the back and a kick in the ass all at once, right? And but a special time. But it was such a blur. Just experience is the biggest way that I've changed, and understanding that you're never ready for this job, and it's a continuous challenge, and you need to have good people around you, and you need to rely on those people and those players, because head coaches are like quarterbacks. We get way too much credit and we get way too much blame. So that's probably the biggest way that I've learned.
How would you say your defensive line matches up with their offensive line? I know it looks like their O-line struggled this year. Obviously, the defensive line is the strength of yours. How do you see that matchup going?
Yeah, they have some really nice players on their offensive line. I think at times, as you look at it on film, they've struggled working as a unit. And having that in my background, you feel for that, because they have good football players. Like, their center's a really good football player. And they have other guys in there that are good. They have some young guys in there that have tried a lot of combinations. So they're trying to find a unit that can work together. But don't underestimate the ability that they have up there, even though they're not working together all the time that they want to be. They have good ability up there. So our job is going to be to be disruptive. And that's our job every week, to be aggressive and disruptive and win our one-on-ones. And I think we have a good opportunity for that, but I think we have a good opportunity for that every week. I don't think this week is any different that way from our mindset. But, you know, I know a lot's been made about their struggles offensively. And that's fine from, you know, the outsider's perspective. I get that because the numbers reflect that. But when you turn on the film, you see really skilled, highly talented kids that when they're executing, I mean, it's electric. And so they just haven't probably been doing that as much as they want to be doing that.
Coach, you mentioned this a little bit over the weekend, but what was it like having Spencer Cheers back in the lineup, and what does he bring going forward to the offense?
Well, like I said over the weekend, Spencer brings experience, number one. You know, he's an all-conference player from last year. And he brings, you know, obviously the physical skills. He's big and he's fast. And certainly brings a comfort level to Marcus. And would have liked to see him hook up on that last deep ball. You know, that's probably a reps and timing in-game thing. But hopefully that will keep coming as they made progress in that last year. So hopefully that will speed back up this year. And so overall depth, too, I think is where the other big thing is made, is that now you're taking guys like Dennis Robinson don't have to play a bunch of snaps. Cole Tucker doesn't have to. They're good players, but they don't have the experience yet, so we'd like to bring them along at a different pace than we had to earlier.
Talk about Francois a little bit and the
Yeah.
dimensions he brings to their offense.
Yeah, well, he is as talented as a passer, arm talent-wise, that I've seen. And we've played against Garoppolo. Who's the other big-time one that we've played against down in the NFL now?
The Wyoming kid?
The Wyoming kid, Josh Allen.
yeah.
I mean, you know, you're talking about two special talents right there. And Francois has that type of arm talent. I mean, it is in that category for sure. And I know he's coming back off the knee injuries, but I don't see any effect from the knee injury. I mean, when he pulls it down and runs, he's a good runner. I don't think he is a running quarterback. He's a quarterback who can throw it, and he hangs on to that ball and waits for people to come open, and he has the arm to deliver it to him. So he is and you can tell. The other thing you can tell is he's a leader on the film. That comes across a lot. So a lot of respect for him.
Anything else, John? Oh, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, go ahead.
You recruit kids from Florida. You like to do that. You
Yeah.
have 7 on the team this year. Do you look at playing in Florida, whether it's Southern Florida, Florida State? Do you look at that as a bonus in recruiting to kind of get the name out, NIU out down there?
Yeah, we have, probably because of our time and the guys that we've recruited, you know, our time being the Orange Bowl, the Boca Bowl, and the guys we've recruited, and now going back and playing Florida State down there, and then USF a couple years ago. We have a very good name down there, and that always helps in recruiting. Never hurts, I can tell you that, never hurts. And we certainly like recruiting that state.
I know we have some phone callers today. Do we have any questions from our phone callers?
Hey, Coach, Dave Taft over in Rockford. I was just wondering real quick if you learned anything last week from Syracuse on how they were able to stop them guys. Any kind of recipe for success that you gained from that one?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've obviously watched that film extensively, and there are some similarities to what they do defensively to what we do, and certainly, you know, have a lot of respect for Coach Babers and his program from time competing against them at Eastern Illinois to when he was at Bowling Green here. So there are certainly some things that we've gleaned from that, and I'm definitely not going to tell you what those things are, but we certainly have.
Well, what did their defense do so well against them? And is that something that's easy to just kind of, you know, was it a style thing that Syracuse had that was able to stop them, or did they pull some things out?
Yeah, well, first off, there wasn't anything easy about what Syracuse did. I can tell you that defensively. And when you're playing Florida State, nothing's easy. I don't think I want to use that term at all. probably the number one thing that Syracuse did, in my estimation, is they were gang tackling and running to the ball, not missing tackles. And when you have the caliber of athlete that Florida State does, that's a key. And so they executed that very well.
Good, thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Anything else?
Nobody else? I got one more, Coach. Does this feel like, you could look at it in two ways. Does this feel like you're getting the Knowles at a good time? Or you could look at it as, this has got to be a desperate and hungry team as well. I don't know if you pick a side or what your team feels like you're going to get.
Yeah, well, I believe what's on the film, and I see a good football team. So I don't get wrapped up into that, oh, it's a good time, or they're going to be desperate and hungry. I think that's for you guys. I think what we try to focus on is us and what we see on film and how we have to try to attack that. So I wouldn't ever get into that conjecture, I can tell you that.
Okay. Good enough. Thanks. Good luck.
Yep, thanks, man.
Spencer, what was it like, just getting back on the field last week, and how do you expect the offense to improve, with having another game under your belt going into this week?
It actually felt good. It was kind of hard sitting out for 2 weeks watching my brothers play without me, but it actually felt good. With me being back on the field, I feel like the offense we'll click a little bit better, but I'm not going to put it all on my shoulders or anything, but most definitely with me being back, I feel like the offense will get in the groove of things better now.
How do you think you guys match up with our offensive line? It looks like they've, kind of had some struggles this year. How do you think the defensive line, I guess you want to answer this too, how just the front seven kind of matches up there?
Well, their offensive line, they've been doing okay job this year, but they've been switching in and out with positions. They've been having a lot of guys switch, going in and out all the time. But I think we're pretty good. I mean, we've been doing very well this season, so I think we match up pretty well.
Just to piggyback off what Weston said, they've had a lot of moving pieces on the offensive line, and I feel like we'll match up, no problem with them, and we just have to put the pressure on them.
What's the attitude going in, knowing that they've, struggled offensively, especially against the FBS teams they played and everything, knowing that the potential for a big game is there?
We just have to treat them the same as any other opponent. Going there with the mindset, we're trying to come out with the win, go in there and play our game. That's all we can do.
Wes?
It's extremely exciting. I can't wait to get down there, But yeah, we got treated like any other game, have the red mindset and go at it.
Is it difficult to think that way, knowing that you're going to play Florida State?
No, we've played a lot of big-time teams, and I think I'm kind of used to it now, but we're used to it. We do it all the time.
Spencer?
Of course, it's Florida State, but like Weston said, we played a lot of big name schools, if that's what you want to call them. So, I mean, it's just a name, but at the same time, they strap up just like we do, so we're going to come and play football just like they are.
Lance, you're from Florida. Is there a different mindset going there?
Well, definitely getting to go back home and play my home state, is exciting and everything. And, Florida State has a prestigious history, but like I said, we got to treat them like every other opponent.
Were you a Miami guy growing up, or?
No, I'm actually from a city called Pompano Beach, about 15 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale.
I'm from Coconut Creek.
Coconut Creek, yeah. I'm not that far.
So, I grew up a U1 fan. So.
Yeah, me too.
Does that add to, going up, obviously you probably know, as a kid, probably didn't like FSU much. Does that add anything to it?
Maybe it had a little fuel to the fire, but, it's just another game. Got to go out there and play.
Lance and Weston, your thoughts on their quarterback, Francois, what he's capable of doing, what you have to be ready for when you face this guy?
Lance?
Well, I think he's a good quarterback, you know, and I think we're going to have a good game plan for him, and we just have to, you know, contain him, you know, take him out of his game, frustrate him a little bit, and, you know, I feel like that'll work out in our favor.
Weston?
Yeah, like he's a very good quarterback. He can really throw the ball. We've been seeing that. We've been game planning with that. We gotta get a lot of pressure on him, and you know we haven't seen that he's been getting very upset, and we just gotta, you know, as a D lineman, get on that and frustrate him and try to mess him up.
Spencer, what have you seen from these guys on defense that basically just kind of optimistic going in that the offense is going to be able to either continue to improve or even lead offense, you know?
So far, what I've seen on defense was they got a lot of athletes. Strongest part of their defense, their D-line. They have a real good D-line. But as far as the DBs, they're real good, real athletic. I feel like we match up pretty well with them. We're athletic, we're fast too, so just gonna be out there ready to run.
This is for all you guys, but especially Lance, since you're from Florida. But you guys were in high school when NIU played in the Orange Bowl against FSU. How much did NIU appearing in that big game attract you when NIU came recruiting you guys? Did it make you go, wow, this is a program doing big things, I want to be a part of it? How much did that one game kind of impact your thinking about this university and this program?
Lance?
Actually, before that game, I didn't know much about NIU, but I was actually, my head coach was actually supposed to get us tickets to go to that game, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. But just knowing that they played in the Orange Bowl against Florida State, you know, that kind of appealed to me, you know, that it was a program that was, you know, up and coming. So, you know, I thought them playing in the Orange Bowl, you know, was a pretty big deal.
Spencer?
Of course, just being in high school, seeing Northern Illinois on TV, me being from Chicago, so seeing that on TV and seeing them playing Florida State in the Orange Bowl, of course, that caught my attention with that being on TV. Is like, wow, that's Florida State and Northern Illinois matching up. So, of course, that really caught my attention on my decision to come here too as well.
Weston?
Well, like Spencer, I'm close by too. I'm from Aurora. I went to school in Aurora, and when I saw NIU playing in the Orange Bowl against Florida State, that really attracted me, and I just, that was really cool for me to watch. But I didn't have many offers coming out of the high school, so seeing like NIU, they gave me an offer, them going to the Orange Bowl, like that really, like, I was like, wow, this team can actually like go places. So that really like intrigued me into going to NIU.
Any questions from our phone callers for the Husky players today?
Lance, do you have any close friends on FSU? Have you talked to them this week at all? What did you say?
Is this Andy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm close with two guys on the defense, Brian Burns and Asante Samuel Jr. I actually haven't reached out to them this week. You know, I'm kind of just trying to lock in and focus on the game. So,
Spencer, for you, where do you see your wideout group right now in a couple games in? Where do you see you guys right now as a group?
As a group, of course, it's a young group right now, so it's a lot of learning still going on. But with my absences, I feel like me being on the sideline there, helping them, and just being a vocal leader, that really helped out a lot. But with me being back now, I feel like our receiver core is really good, and I feel like we're going to be able to showcase that for the next couple of games.
Sometimes for you guys in the D-line, is it a challenge to see who can get to the quarterback first? And is there a challenge amongst you guys, like, hey, I got this many hits, or I got this many touches? Is there a competition among you guys like that?
Oh yeah, we're really competitive. We're always, you know, competing, seeing who can get to the quarterback the fastest. D tackle is kind of harder, but it's fun. You know, we always mess around with the guys, just, you know, talking about our sacks and our stats and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Spencer, when you went that second quarter, about midway through, what was the click? Was it something you guys, and what did you see from Marcus from the middle of the second quarter on?
As far as what was it a play or
Confidence?
just?
Yeah, confidence.
Oh, confidence wise, I feel like Marcus he's a very confident quarterback. he does what he's capable of, and just what I seen in the second quarter. Of course, it was a bigger improvement from the other two games, and I feel like it's just going to keep going up from there.
Thank you. Hey guys, I have one quick one. Could be for any or all of you. Everybody knows that Florida State's down a little bit right now. They're scratching and clawing. Does that make this for a bigger opportunity for you guys? Do you kind of see it as now's a good chance?
Spencer?
Even with them, like if they were still like winning and playing, we're still gonna take it as any other team. We see them as another opponent, and we're gonna prepare and get ready to compete just like any other team that's on our schedule.
Lance?
Just to piggyback off what Spencer said, you know, we're gonna prepare for them just like any other opponent, and all we can do is worry about us. You know, what they have going on over there is with them, but all we can do is worry about us.
Weston?
I'm the same with all of them. It's all about us. We just got a game plan, get everything going right, and just like every other game.
Okay, thanks.
All right, anything else from Tom?
Yeah, really quick. Marcus, I was going to ask you, you saw a lot of different.
You mean Spencer?
I'm sorry, Spencer, my bad. You played a lot of different quarterbacks last year. Can you elaborate a little bit on playing with Marcus this year, and you guys feel like you kind of gel a little bit more?
I mean, it's only I've only been back one game so far, so I would say the gel part is going to keep coming as I'm back getting more reps and stuff in practice. I feel like it's going to get even better, and I feel like you'll be able to see it this upcoming game.
All right, anything else for these guys? All right, we will let them go. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.